Since the Premier League's foundation, Manchester United has been the dominant force in England, all thanks to Sir Alex Ferguson. But since he's gone, United has lost its rightful place at the top. Until right now?
I'm so happy to be back home after 12 years.
What the heaven is happening to Manchester United? To talk about Sir Alex Ferguson is to talk about Manchester United. The Red Devils weren't always as big a team as they were under Ferguson. Sure, they had won big during the Busby Babes years and fell behind for obvious reasons after the Munich air disaster. To give you some perspective, Manchester United won 7 English championships in its first 100 years of history, and 13 more under Ferguson's 26-year era. Parting ways with the club with a title win in the 2012-2013 season, Old Trafford knew darker days would be ahead of them. For 20 years straight, Manchester United never finished outside the top 3 of the Premier League, but they finished 7th in their first season without Sir Alex. Then 4th, 5th, 6th. Things were so desperate, Manchester United swallowed their pride and hired Jose Mourinho. He won a Europa League and United finished as runners-up, but 20 points behind the champions. The football was dull, Pogba was miserable, things didn't fit. That's when control was handed to one of their own, a Ferguson apprentice, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The hero of the 1999 Camp Nou final, Solskjaer was a footballer, used to saving Manchester United. As one of their own, the Norwegian started working and placed his faith on the young. Results showed after a quiet first season that saw them come 6th and 3rd in his follow-up year. That was Ole's first full season in charge, and it was the youngest United had been in the past 10 seasons, with an average on-field age of 24.3 years. Solskjaer wanted to create a young group of players to play an attacking style of football, even if it meant not being dominant for the full 90 minutes or even making mistakes. Last season, United showed some of its greatest football in years, making it to the Europa League final and losing on penalties, and being runner-ups to Manchester City, but 12 points away. This was the outcome of some fantastic transfer windows that brought in key players like Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes, Old Trafford's GOAT. Ole's mix of young guns, tutored by experienced players such as Eddie Cavani, alongside big money signings, made for a starting 11 to be feared, one that could compete. But still, there was some distance to cover between them and the likes of Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Solskjaer's job was now to identify the missing pieces to form a title-contending team. He could make no mistake. Manchester United's first signing of this transfer market was on top of every fan's wish list, Jadon Sancho. The rejected Manchester City graduate, who made a name for himself at the Bundesliga, was United's desire in the past season. Now, the deal is sealed. However, some could argue that the position was already covered, having Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood in the squad. A central defender, to form the perfect partnership with Harry Maguire, that was the main target. Rafael Varane, the multi-champion defender from Real Madrid, would do. Now, Manchester United has a solid back four, an impressive midfield, a goal-scoring architect, and a fine selection of young attacking power. The only thing they lacked was someone who could get 30 goals a season, someone with a strong winning mentality, a perfection-oriented professional. Manchester United needed Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, as you know, I had a fantastic history with this amazing club. I was there with 18 years old, and of course I'm so happy to be back home after 12 years. So I'm really glad and looking forward to start my first game.
A man from the house, a former glory of Ferguson's era, the Portuguese icon can prove to be the man who can carry Manchester United across the finishing line. By himself, Ronaldo couldn't have reshaped United into a challenger. But when all the pieces fall into place, the vision of Solskjaer's United is fear-striking. The perfect 11 you can make out of this squad is good enough to go head-to-head with any other Premier League or Champions League team. So, are Manchester United good enough to win the Premier League this season? The only doubt shared by pundits seems to be about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Many journalists and former legends of the game have been critical of the Norwegian coach since he took the job at Old Trafford, judging him whether he wins, loses, or draws. Another former MUFC legend thinks he has the answer for this. It's just jealousy. He did not do great at Cardiff and managed Molde, then gets one of the top jobs in world football. People in football are begging for an opportunity, and he's got this one. He's won the jackpot. The truth is, United have gotten to this point due to Solskjaer's management. With the dream team he's been able to assemble, it will be up to Ole to silence his skeptics. And if Manchester United is truly back, this is good news for football fans all over the world. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, we're sure you'll love our episode on Jesse Lingard's unbelievable comeback.